Welcome back to Coins Numismatic series, where history isn't just told, it's held in the palm of your hand. Today, we're diving into two of the most fascinating coins of the Elizabeth II era. So, let's start with first coin. 5 Pence Elizabeth II 1980 coin. The 5 Pence coin of 1980 sits at a crossroads in the history of British currency. To understand its place, we first need to step back to 1971. The year of decimalization. Britain moved from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system into a simplified decimal currency. The 5 pence coin introduced in 1968, ahead of decimalization, directly replaced the shilling in value. For years, both circulated together, with many people still calling it a shilling well into the 1980s. By 1980, the 5 pence coin was firmly established in British life. The coin minted that year carried the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin. This effigy, introduced in 1968, was elegant and youthful, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a wedding gift from Queen Mary. For many collectors, this is one of the most iconic portraits of Elizabeth II, capturing her in the prime of her reign. On the reverse side, the coin bore a striking heraldic design, a crowned thistle, symbolizing Scotland. Designed by Christopher Ironside, this motif reflected the union of the four nations under the crown and gave the relatively small coin a bold and dignified appearance. The 1980 issue was struck in cupronickel, measuring 23.59 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5.65 grams. At the time, it was considered a standard everyday denomination, commonly used for bus fares, sweets, and countless small purchases. But its significance for collectors today lies not in its purchasing power but in its design, history, and rarity factors. In terms of mintage, around 88 million 5 pence coins were produced in 1980. That number might sound large, but coins of this era were heavily circulated, and high-grade examples, those that remain unscathed by years of pocket wear, are increasingly scarce. Collectors often prize coins in mint condition, ideally uncirculated or in proof sets. Speaking of proofs, the Royal Mint also produced a number of 1,980 proof sets, where the 5 pence coin was struck to a much higher standard, with a mirror-like finish and frosted details. These proof coins are sought after because they provide an almost perfect example of the design, untouched by daily use. Now, let's talk about market values. A typical 1985 pence in circulated condition is worth only its face value to most people. But in the world of numismatics, condition is everything. An uncirculated example might fetch between £2 and £5, while proof versions or particularly well-preserved specimens can go higher, sometimes around £10 to £15 depending on demand. While not an astronomical price, the coin's value lies in its collectability and its place in the broader story of British coinage. What about errors? Error coins are a thrilling part of collecting, and the 1985 pence has its share of stories. Off-center strikes, double strikes, or coins with missing details are known to exist, though they are very rare. These errors can push the value from a few pounds into the hundreds, depending on severity and visibility. Imagine finding a small coin that once slipped through the cracks of the minting process, now considered a prized anomaly. It's these surprises that keep collectors hunting. From a collector's perspective, the 5 pence of 1980 is more than just a coin. It's a representation of Britain adapting to decimalization while still carrying echoes of the past. It's also the last decade before major changes would arrive for the 5 pence series. In 1990, the coin was dramatically reduced in size, meaning the larger 1980 version became obsolete. Many were withdrawn and melted down, further reducing the number of surviving examples in high quality. This adds to the desirability of the coin today. It serves as a reminder of a period of transition, of a Britain finding its place in a modern currency system while honoring centuries of tradition. For collectors, owning the 1985 pence is like holding a snapshot of British history, one small coin with layers of meaning. 50 Pence Elizabeth II 1982 coin. If the 5 pence was small and subtle, the 50 pence of 1982 was bold, distinctive, and revolutionary in its design. Introduced in 1969, the 50 pence replaced the old 10-shilling note, marking a significant shift from paper to coin for higher value transactions. By 1982, the denomination had already become iconic, thanks to its unusual shape and its practical role in everyday life. The shape of the 50 pence deserves special mention. It's an equilateral curve heptagon, meaning it has 7 sides but still rolls smoothly like a round coin. This innovative design was a world first and ensured that the coin was easily recognizable both visually and by touch. At 30 mm across and weighing 13.5 grams, the pre-1997 50 pence coins were large and heavy, almost metal-like in the hand. The obverse of the 1982 coin featured the same Arnold Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II as the 1985 pence, but it appeared on a much larger canvas, giving the effigy an even more commanding presence. The tiara, the regal gaze, the fine detail of the engraving, all stood out crisply on this broad coin face. On the reverse side, the coin displayed one of the most enduring and beloved designs in British numismatics, Britannia. Seated with a shield, holding a trident, and accompanied by a lion at her side, Britannia represented strength, maritime heritage, and tradition. This was Christopher Ironside's work once again, and it tied the modern coinage firmly to centuries of national symbolism. The 1982 50 pence was struck in cupronickel, continuing the durable alloy used in most circulation coins of the time. From their designs to their mintages, from their errors to their collector value, these coins are more than metal. They are stories in miniature, chapters in the larger book of Britain's monetary heritage. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just beginning your collecting journey, these coins remind us that history doesn't just sit in museums, it jingles in pockets, hides in drawers, and waits in albums for those with the curiosity to discover it. If you enjoyed this in-depth dive into coin history, don't forget to subscribe to Coin's Numismatic series. There are countless more coins waiting to tell their stories, and I'll be here to share them with you.